Good morning. My name is Jesse Leon.
I'm Ruby Reyes.
I'm Angel Valenzuela.
I'm Isabela Garcia.
And I'm Alexis Rodriguez.
And today we are presenting From Tragedy to Triumph, the threads of the Zoot Riots.
It was in June 1943 when mods of U.S. servicemen, police officers, and civilians went on a 2-week rampage against Mexican-American families. This tragedy would become known as the Zoot Riots.
Out of this tragedy came an amazing triumph, the creation of proud Chicanos willing to embrace their heritage, identify with their culture, and willing to fight for a rightful place in society.
The Zoot Riots helped mobilize the Mexican-American civil rights movement, inspiring Chicano activists, empowering communities to stand together. Mexican Americans proved that with unity comes power, and with power comes triumph. The struggle continues even today as there are more battles to fight.
Following the bombing of Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, the United States declared war on Japan and entered World War II shortly 2 days after on December 9. As a result, men were needed to fight in the war, leaving behind their families and their jobs.
In August 1942, the Rosero program was adopted, a program for farm workers, bringing 200,000 Mexican immigrants to the United States. Many will go to Los Angeles, California. At the same time, servicemen were arriving in Los Angeles to be shipped out to war. Braceros were arriving in Los Angeles in a very heavily populated community. They were not welcomed by white Californians. Tensions grew.
As part of the war effort, the United States started rationing wool. Mexican American youth identified with the Zoot started rationing restriction. They were labeled as unpatriotic. The two cultures clashed.
Hey, Beaner, who let you out of your barrio? You better take off that suit, it's illegal.
Yeah, don't you know we are at war? Real Americans are going without clothes because of all the shortages. You should respect our country.
I could wear whatever I want and say, your country does not respect me or my culture. Look around, look what you see. Signs that say, no dogs or Mexicans, whites only. My parents worked so hard picking crops, yet they're afraid to leave the barrio.
Yeah, well, your parents are smart. They know their place. You should learn from them.
Never. We are proud Pachucos.
Out again, Hank? Look at you, that suit. Why do you dress like the colored kids?
Mom, it's from the bands in Harlem. They have style. When I wear my drapes, everyone sees me.
What they see is a gangster, a pachuco.
Ma, you don't get it. I want them to see a proud Pachuco, not willing to obey the rules.
Hank. Oh, good morning, Mrs. Leo. Hank, did you hear about that stabbing down at Seafood Lagoon? The 38th Street are looking for the police are looking for all the 38th Street gang. You better lay low.
What? Do you know anything about this?
Ma, the cops ain't got nothing on me, and you know it.
You're Hank Leva, the angry gang leader from 38th Street. That's what they've got on you.
I'm supposed to report to the Navy tomorrow.
Forget about your war overseas. Our war's on the home front.
In response to the murder, the media began a campaign against all suitors. Although innocent, Hank Leva and 11 others were sentenced to life in prison for the murder of Jose Diaz.
Hey, a couple of our guys just got jumped by some spigs downtown. We gotta go teach them a lesson.
Come on, let's go.
Sailors and Marines from Los Angeles Naval Reserve took cabs and headed for the barrio. This was the beginning of the Zoot Riots.
Hey, look, there goes one of those beaners.
Hey, nice suit.
Yeah, you see it.
Come on, give it.
The local press praised the actions of servicemen, but not because they protected our people. The violence stopped on June 7th when military authorities intervened. They declared that Los Angeles would be off limits to all military personnel.
Good afternoon. I'm Ruben Salazar with the LA Times. Today we'll be interviewing survivors from the Zoot riots.
My name is Reno Zanetti, and me and some other sailor guys were heading downtown when we saw two pachucos walking by. We knew we had to teach them guys a lesson, so we tore off those monkey suits and ripped them to shreds. The other guys hated them because they were Mexican, but I hated them because they're unpatriotic.
I am Marietta Lee. The Mexicans were everywhere. They refused to stay in their area, so I volunteered to drive some Marines down to El Toro to join the sailors to deal with those unpatriotic hoodlums.
My name is Gloria Rios. I remember I was at the movie theaters with my amigas. Hundreds of sailors are beating our pachucos and ripping their susus to shreds.
My name is Rudy Levas. Me and 20 others were rolling down the street when we seen some sailors. We defended our barrio. We were successful until more sailors and Marines showed up. Then we were overwhelmed.
Now what happened after the riot stopped?
Finally, they outlawed those monkey suits.
Our mayor said the riots were caused by criminals in the barrio.
Wait a minute. Governor Irwin formed a committee to study the riots.
That's right. And he said it was caused because of racism and hatred towards Mexican Americans.
Finally, to get it, a triumph for the barrio. Sí se puede.
We know the riots were connected with the Sleepy Lagoon murder trial, and on October 4th, 1944, the Sleepy Lagoon murder trial verdict was reversed. All 17 defendants were released with their records cleared. Now, what did you guys feel when you heard the ruling was overturned?
At that time, I was back in Japan fighting for my country. I didn't know they were released until later.
I could not believe it. We all knew they were guilty. It was because of the Communist Committee.
You mean the Sleepy Lagoon Defense Committee? They were labeled communists because they helped Mexicans in the barrio organize. They helped raise money to appeal the case and got word out with their publicity programs.
We thought everybody was against us, but they gave us hope. They wrote letters to our boys in jail and gave them hope too.
Not only was this a triumph for their boys, this would also prove to be a triumph for all Mexican Americans. The Sleepy Lagoon verdict and the threads of the Zoot riots would change us.
The Zoot riots encouraged activists, reformers, and immigrant communities to fight. The organized came out of the barrio to fight segregated society against all human rights, civil abuses.
My name is Gonzalo Mendez. I was fed up with my children going to inferior schools, so I challenged Orange County in court and ended segregation in the state of California.
The case of Mendez versus Westminster paved the way for Brown versus Board of Education that outlawed segregation in the United States.
Throughout the 1960s and early 1970s, the Mexican civil rights movement caused the uprise of new activists and leaders who sought to fight discrimination through direct political action.
I am Dolores Huerta. Cesar and I were both young Zooters, and we united the farm workers.
Known as the father of Chicano theater, former farm worker Luis Valdez inspired cultural revolution.
I am Luis Valdez. I know if I became a playwright, I could tell our stories and address the needs while also raising the profile of all Mexican Americans.
In Denver, Colorado, Rodolfo Corky Gonzalez formed the Crusade for Justice. His epic poem, I Am Joaquin, addressed political, cultural, and economic struggles.
I am the masses of my people. I refuse to be absorbed. I am Joaquin.
In 2018, a record number of our activists and leaders were elected to Congress. What a great triumph.
But more of us must vote to change today's political climate. We have more battles to fight.
We must fight for our dreamers. All they want is a path to citizenship.
At the border, there are children in cages. Is this America?
Fired up by Corky's epic poem, we stand together.
La raza,
Mexicano,
Español.
Latina.
Chicano,
or whatever we call ourselves.
we are strong.
We are proud.
We are united.
We will triumph.
We are the threads of the Zoot rights.